Boom. All right. Amazing. Okay, so welcome to my channel. We're just going to project our voices so that the phone can hear.
Okay.
Well. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to today be doing a short marketing course. It's going to just give the essentials. There's nitty-gritties for each platform. I'll go into the main ones, and after this course, you'll have enough power that you'll be able to go ahead within like 6 months or so and have at least a following like mine. Although because I'm telling you after discovering, you'll probably have an easier time with it. So on WhatsApp, right now I'm able to get 100,000 views a month. On YouTube, I've got 50,000 views. And this is within 6 months of pure organic growth. So I haven't paid for anything, and there's things that go into this, and should you just listen to me now, you'll be able to grow faster than me, because there's very simple stuff where I discovered it later and I'm implementing it each day now. So welcome to the course. I'll be teaching my aunt.
Hi everyone.
Yay. All right, great. So the very first thing, if I can be visible, yay. So the very first thing that one needs to do before engaging in any type of marketing is the branding. The main idea is knowing what you're doing and knowing your final target market. You're tailoring what you're doing to your final target market, not your initial necessarily. You're trying to evolve it as far as you can in your head, such that when your business is a success, this will be the type of clientele that I'll have. Like, you're making that content for them now.
Right.
So it's very heavily premeditated. One thing I was pointing out to her, which was off video, but I'll clarify on video again, is I've read about all organizations which are top tier or elite, and the structures of their staff and the way they thought in order to get up to where they are. And one I like to point out is Apple. Apple is like the leading, like most profitable, I think, brand, just full stop. Smartphone brand definitely on earth. Upon the release of the very first iPhone, the room was set up such that even entering was a luxury experience. It's because Steve Jobs had premeditated that this is going to be a luxury product and the final market will be luxury. No other thoughts polluted this. There was a glass stairway up to going to get the iPhone. It was spinning in a on a rotating machine, and it was a luxury experience just to unbox this iPhone. That one image has carried the perception of iPhone as the premium leading brand today. And this is the type of thinking you need to engage in. So one commonality between all of the top businesses, Tesla, Amazon, Facebook, Apple, Alibaba, maybe the ones where this is least applicable would be Alibaba and Amazon, because they also sell commodities. But the most common element is that it is a luxury type service that they sell, or a luxury type item that they offer. So what the book that I read, which is called The Four Hidden DNA of Amazon, Apple, Google, and Facebook, as well as The House That Jack Ma Built, which talks about Alibaba, the recommended way to start a business or have a business thought or planned out is to have it targeted towards a luxury type of audience. So this is like my advice to you. However, there are different ways to start businesses. I work in a luxury service like myself, so then I'm going to translate from a luxury service type of point of view. Would you be able to just tell the audience about what your company is and what you would like it to be, the final form?
Yeah, thanks. So my company is called, in South Africa, it's called Yakati Holdings, but we trade as Beautiful Brands Africa. And what we do is I will go out and find the best products that help men and women like me live their best life. That means, so the very first product that I'm looking at, for example, is hair, right? And the problem that I'm trying to solve around hair is we have always had a negative view of our natural hair. And when I say we, I mean Black Africans, right? We've always been told that our hair is too rough, is too dry, is too short, and the standard of beauty is so high, right? So when I think about our own hair and what I'm trying to solve for women, I would like our African women first to love their hair, to actually just embrace their beautiful natural hair. But I'm also trying to find out what is the problem that we have when we think about our hair. And the first is we want length, right? So we want to grow our hair natural, but we also want length. So I will go out and look for products that will allow us to keep our hair natural and to retain length. So the company that I have does that in the hair space, but we really are a lifestyle brand. So we're looking at all the different aspects of people's lives. And I am middle-aged, right? So when I start thinking about retirement, what could help me, what could help people like me, those are the type of products I'll be looking at. I might, for example, think about supplements. How do I live the healthiest life that I can live? And I will go out and find those products that will help us do that. And those are the products that I will bring to my market.
All right, amazing. So that's perfect. Okay, so she's a facilitator. Like my advice normally to you, although evaluate your situation, use your own judgment. It is the best judgment out there because you're there on the floor. However, my advice, at least from observing other businesses, is to try to gear it towards that luxury element service such that your charges allow you to improve to the pinnacle of whatever this service can be. Like iPhone will have the pinnacle of what's possible with glass, the pinnacle of what's possible with photography, the pinnacle of what's possible. It's not always the number one absolute best, but it's number 2 or number 3, like worst case scenario. It's able to achieve the pinnacle because the revenue simply just allows them to just heavily do research and development, so on and so forth. Yes, so then in her case, she would be a facilitator. Yes, so then these are the very first things that you need to think about, like what are you trying to do? And after that, you would then move into your marketing. But think first. Abraham Lincoln said, before you cut a tree, you sharpen the axe. And this is the idea. Before Steve Jobs ever released the iPhone, he thought about and polished up the idea. It carries you for a lifetime. It carries even like for more because Steve Jobs' lifetime passed and the ideal image of the iPhone is still there. So that initial impression is everything. All right, so the next thing that you'll need to focus, separate from the thinking element there.
There's something I could just add, I think, to what you mentioned when you talked about thinking about the market. So for me, my market are people like me, right? Okay. Women who upper middle class. So that's where my market is because that's the space that I know, right? And these are the people that I interact with on a daily basis. And these are the women and men actually that I talk to, and I'm beginning to understand what the problem that they have that we're trying to solve, which is a similar problem that I have. I want my hair to grow long. I want to keep my hair natural. So I find myself playing in a space that I feel very familiar in. And I think in part that helps.
Absolutely. One thing I must emphasize, your target is your target. If it really is middle, upper class, target only this. Do not now change because someone said something. The authenticity will come through if you're actually targeting someone who's your target. So hers is middle to upper class, completely acceptable. Whatever your target is, it's completely acceptable. Target your target. Perfect. So after this thought element or this planning element, the next element is ensuring that you know the social media platforms which would best suit what you're trying to do.
Right.
There is a place where there's middle-aged, middle to upper class people. There's a social media platform they have a bias towards, right? And there's also a social media platform you have a bias towards, meaning there's things where you can easily release. Some people, it's Twitter, like you'll see Donald Trump on Twitter.
Right.
And then this gets him traction, attention, all these things, but it's because it's his suitable platform. You won't see him on YouTube, but it's because the different platforms are made for our different abilities. I use 2 platforms. I don't use any other platforms. I am present on these platforms, but I'm not hunting for followers or hunting for anything there. I am just there in case you search for me. I use WhatsApp mainly because, and this will bleed over into another point, mainly because it is a filtered system, meaning anyone who talks to me on WhatsApp, either I've met them in real life and I know who they are, or, and which is the most common case, they have paid me for services. This is a pool of about 2,000 contacts. 1,800 of them have given me money for photography. This could be $1 for a quick photo. It could be 5,000 Rand. It could be whatever this is. But that filtration system, the fact that I know you personally, makes me able to trust you. If you say, Veneka, there is a wedding that you should go and take photos of, I know that no. The likelihood of this being correct is true. If you from Instagram come and message me and I don't know you and say, Veneka, there's a wedding, you could be trying to rob me. I don't know who you are. So, and also you could be leading me astray. You could waste my time. So many possibilities. And then secondly, I don't have a true knowledge that you'll trust me. There's a certain intimacy to having someone's WhatsApp number. And I know that you definitely know my work if you're on my channels like that. You definitely know me as a person if you're on my channels like that. And this is why I like to use WhatsApp. I get 100,000 views each month, assuming I'm posting on my status. If I don't post, I get 0 views. So posting is part of it. The second one is YouTube. If you really sat through this video to this extent, you're listening to me. That's already connection. If you're commenting, there's already depth to our interaction. I can trust you more than an odd Instagram person. The reason why I target Instagram so often is because one would think a photographer should use Instagram. I don't. And I'll tell you what, I just won #1 Zimbabwean photographer at an award being held by the Wits University in South Africa. It's called the Faku Gesi Award. I don't know how to say this word, it's Xhosa, but something like this. And I haven't used I think I have like 169 Instagram followers, maybe 170.
So can I ask a question on that?
Yes.
So why don't you use Instagram?
I don't use Instagram because of the points I pointed out just now. Lack of like intimacy. Like, yes, I can have a giant following. You know, people buy followers. People can get followers in any odd way. And random people can have access to you. Random people can pollute your timeline. Random people can hack your account. Random people can... It's much more difficult on WhatsApp to do that. Like, to come and like mess with my account, you need to have my number to do that. Do you see? So you need to have my number and then somehow go and get my SIM card and then start my WhatsApp anew on your phone, and you don't even have my chat history, so you wouldn't be able to use it. Whereas on Instagram, you would definitely have my history. You'd be able to use it. You'd be able to maybe even find my other passwords. It can cause a problem. So there's a security element as well there. But the main reason I don't like using Instagram for generating business is I don't know you. And you don't know me.
Okay.
If it's WhatsApp, I know you. You know me. If it's YouTube, at the very least, you know me.
Do you think there's a geographical element to it? In that in the northern hemisphere, people will use Instagram a lot more and a lot easier?
There's definitely a geographical element to it, which is why I'll suggest to you, in fact, I'll show you, how to use AI to find out where your target demographic is. You'll just type it in. In fact, if you could unlock your computer.
Yeah, let's do it.
And go to chatgpt.com. So while she's unlocking the computer, you just go to chatgpt.com there. While she's getting there, essentially AI is a super useful tool in these days, and it increases your speed like many-fold. Any question you'd want to ask a human, you could probably ask AI. Accuracy is about 95%. Probably it's telling you the right thing. It's super rare for it to do to give you wrong information. I know this from MKBHD. He's the leading tech YouTuber, and he's tested AI before and come up with this percentage. You can look him up and look up the video I'm talking about. Okay, good. So I'm going to type in.
And ChatGPT is an easy one to use, right? I mean, there's lots of others.
There's lots of others.
Yeah.
ChatGPT is like the most well-known one.
Yeah.
So I just go to this.
Yeah.
I am. Oh wow. I am.
Would you like me to type for you?
Yes.
Okay, I am.
Oh wow. You pressed enter. Yes, I am. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Good. So you say I am selling, and then you say I am selling or I am facilitating the sales of. You tell the AI what you're doing. Okay, so she's just going over what it is that she's doing. Oh wow, there's some specialist stuff. She says type 4 hair.
Yes, type 4 hair is hair. Well, I'm a type 4C hair, so it's a different texture of hair. There's different types. There's type 1, type 2, type 3, and type 4. So the products that I am selling, I guess it's the right word, are products that are aimed at type 4, that were designed for women and men with type 4C hair.
Oh, okay,
or
good.
Type 4, not just type 4C, but type 4. So I'm just putting into the chat that, I am selling hair products that are aimed at individuals with type 4 hair.
Okay, good. So specify your exact target market. Your target market is your niche. Always aim at what you're aiming at. Do not sort of aim at what you're aiming at. Try to exactly hit that. If there's collateral of some 20-year-old with type 4 hair or type 0 hair like me, because I'm almost bald, that's a secret, don't tell anyone. If there's collateral from that, then it's good. If you hit your target and you hit other people as well, amazing. But definitely target your target. Amazing. She said I'm selling hair care products that are aimed at individuals with type 4 hair. My target market are individuals in the middle to upper middle income bracket on the African continent. Now type, which social media platforms are they mostly on?
Should I just continue on the same, or should I let this go? Okay.
Continue on the same.
Okay. My market.
Oh,
These individuals. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, you wouldn't be telling it. You'd be asking, because we're trying to discover.
Oh, I see. So the question is, on which platform would I would I find my market, my demographic?
Exactly.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay, so boom.
Go.
Yes. All right.
So I've just put this into the chat GPT window, and let's see what is coming back with. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube,
all
local
right.
e-commerce sites, WhatsApp, Pinterest.
Okay.
That's interesting.
I'm just going to clarify. Put it in order of likelihood. I think that's how I phrase that, right? Like meaning
Yeah, put the platforms, or rather list the platforms.
list the platforms in order of likelihood. Good.
Likelihood to do what?
Of having my target market. But yes, that's good. List the platforms in order. Oh God. In order of likelihood. I use a fridge-like entity, which I call a computer. It's super old, but I love it. So then when I come to a modern computer, I'm like,
how do I
a
do
little.
this? Well, you could even dictate, if you wanted.
Okay.
Yeah, speech to text.
I don't know how to do that. Okay, cool. In order of likelihood that my market is on this platform. All right, good. Boom. Now let's see. Good.
That they would be.
They would be on this platform. Oh, yes, amazing. Okay, good. So, good.
It hasn't changed the order, so it had done so already.
Nah, it has. It has. So WhatsApp was second of last. So it says
okay.
Instagram. It says Instagram because it's highly visual and popular for beauty and hair care content. Okay, good. Facebook, widely used across demographics and great for community building and targeted ads. You're already using Facebook for
and
what
Instagram, yes.
Okay, good. For what I've seen. Okay, good. Then TikTok, growing rapidly, especially among younger audiences, ideal for engaging content. Yours isn't quite, but I suppose.
Well, so when you talk about
type 4 hair is what it's focusing on.
Well, and the type 4 hair, and what I found really interesting is that even though my demographic, when I talk about income, right, to say middle to upper middle class, you will find that the younger, like your millennials, actually are on TikTok, and they do spend a lot of money on hair. So even they might not actually be in that income bracket, but they're looking for products that will help them grow their hair. Mm-hmm. And also, I find that the younger generation is going natural. They're not following in our footsteps where we used to straighten our hair and always put products in our hair. They prefer to wear their hair natural.
I love it. Yes, this is true from what I've seen. Okay, good. So then it also goes over YouTube, says strong for tutorials and product reviews.
I love that. So I absolutely love that. Strong for tutorials, because there is a huge educational element that comes into this. Most of us don't know our hair. Remember when I said type 4 hair? And you were like, what's type 4 hair? People don't know their hair types, right? If you don't know your hair type, then you actually don't know what products will work best for you for your hair. And yet you're trying to grow your hair. So I love YouTube for that. I just do not know how to.
You're definitely going to use YouTube. I'm going to show you even a trick right now. Well, not exactly right now. First, we're going to finish this section. But right now on how to be able to use YouTube. How to be able to use YouTube, mainly mixing with AI. Super simple method, but you need to be shown because it's not popular. How to be able to use YouTube to get to your market and harvest it. So from the book Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk, and the people that he goes over within that book, YouTube, of all platforms, actually has the strongest conversion rate because it's a platform where someone has sat down and is willing to pay attention for more than just a few seconds on what you're doing.
Right.
It's a more serious variant of person than TikTok. TikTok, yes, you can get a lot of views and da da da, but it's a less serious person who's on TikTok than the one who's on YouTube. YouTube person, you could have them listen to a full podcast, yes. If you try that on TikTok, the attention span of the platform is too low. You can't go deep.
Yeah, I get that. So I'm on YouTube. I'm an accountant, right, by training. So you can go onto YouTube to find out what the latest Excel version is and how to do X in Excel. You know, how do I code? I call it the school of YouTube, right? You can go into the school
Absolutely.
of YouTube and you will learn anything. I also use it for makeup, like how to put on my makeup. So I look for the real basic makeup tutorial, and when I'm doing my makeup, I have it running. Yeah.
You see? So, like, literally, like, we both used it today, right? Although I
Yeah.
don't know that we've both been on Instagram today. So,
I have.
oh, you have? You
Yes.
posted something?
Oh, I didn't post.
Did you scroll?
I scrolled, yes.
You were looking for me to follow me? Is that what you're doing?
That was part of it, but also because I
You
am
should
on
do that.
Instagram, right? I need to look at every day, right? I look to see how many new followers do I
Okay.
have, is my content engaging anybody, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So I do. I'll go on
Okay.
Instagram and I'll go on Facebook because those are the two channels that I use at the moment.
All right,
I
amazing.
am stoked by the idea of using YouTube, particularly for the educational piece.
I think you'll do wonderfully. The reaction you had to YouTube tells me that this is going to be,
Yeah.
like, if it's not your number one platform, it's going to be number two. Like, because you're into the idea of showing someone their hair tag, what to do with this product, why you like it, so on and so forth. It's, I think you'll do very well. Like, I think, like, as much as, I was actually telling her a bit earlier that I'm cutting the things that you're saying into YouTube shorts as you speak, because there's impact. There's impact to what she says. So, like, I'm fully expecting to be seeing her on YouTube this year, and I'm expecting her to actually, like, be getting conversions.
Well, that's why
from
we're
that.
doing this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Good. So then, WhatsApp, my platform of choice.
Yeah.
Used extensively for direct communication and personal recommendations. Now, I want to just go in depth on WhatsApp because that's my number one platform. I get even more views on WhatsApp than I do on YouTube. WhatsApp is also filing. It means that should anyone else need to sell, let's say your company expands and it
Right.
needs to be more than just you on the sales department. If someone else needs to sell to your client, there is a history of what they've said to you, a history of their nature, a history of what the payment was, a history of the way you interact, so they can immediately pick up. So it means that WhatsApp is good for customer retention, in that you have a database. WhatsApp is a database.
Okay, so
Yes,
I have a WhatsApp number for my business,
yes,
and people will send me like messages, right? So they'll ask things like, does your product help with X? Do you have, hair food or whatever? And you're saying that's a database? What do I do
absolutely.
with this number that doesn't have a name?
Okay, so the first thing you ask is, what's your name? Yes. The way that a person sees your WhatsApp status
Mhm.
and becomes aware of you every time you update a WhatsApp status is if they are saved in your phone. So who are you is a very valid question. And the more contacts you save, the better your database. It's a database of one, their name, a database of their number as well, and a database of their conversation history for anyone else to analyze. If I was your salesperson and I saw that Melissa has talked to you about, I think I have type 3 here, whatever that is,
Right.
and I see that you haven't answered, just by virtue of the history of the chat, I can immediately pick it up and complete that sale. And should you have too much traffic, confusion, randomity in your life at a point, it's easy to pick up again that conversation, and it can't get lost in any odd way. And by virtue of it being a WhatsApp conversation, generally this person is serious if they got your WhatsApp number somehow. That's a fair amount of effort.
Well, they get it off my ad on Facebook. So my
Okay,
Facebook,
good.
there's a button that goes to WhatsApp,
Okay.
and then they can ask me whatever question, right? And normally they do before they buy something, right?
Yes.
They'll ask, where are you based? That's the most common one.
Exactly.
A question that I get from them.
That's-
And then, does your product work for the most common one is, does your product work for my edges, my balding edges? And
Okay.
so what I will have, say at the end of the day, I have 1,000 of those messages in my WhatsApp. So then how is that database? What do I do with it?
I have about 2,500 contacts in my phone. These people view my status 100,000 times. It's the genuineness of the engagement, the actuality of the engagement that somehow personally these people know me. Although I got my people in a different method than yours, I met them all in real life.
Wow.
So then it does become that it could be a bit different. But essentially what you need to do to harvest this is talk to the person, get to know them. If they ask you, like for instance, let's simulate a conversation. They say, where are you based? Or whatever it is. I would answer, okay, I'm based in Johannesburg, or wherever it is that I'm based. However, I do deliveries, right? Or whatever that is. Like for instance, I'll travel. I'll say I'm based in Bulawayo, but a bus to where you are is like $10 US. What do you need? Do you see?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like as I talk to them, there's gonna be a point where there's going to be as we talk more, rapport is gathered, there's affinity gathered, our interaction becomes more solid, more genuine, and it becomes really my contact at one point.
Okay, that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of talking to people, but if you go one at a time and you just do it each day, it builds up.
Yeah, I actually cannot keep up. That's what I will tell you. I cannot keep up with 50 messages every day when I wake up. It's really hard. So I find myself just using an AI, I guess, on my WhatsApp to answer some of their questions, right?
Okay, so I'm gonna go over one thing that I learned from Gary Vaynerchuk's book, and then also from not from every sales book, but like the best sales books that I've ever read. Humans can sense when it's a person talking.
Agreed. But sometimes you do have to answer that question. If somebody says, how much is your product? I have an automatic response to that, right? So the AI can answer some of those questions.
Yes. This is somewhat okay. However, it becomes not a maximization of connection between you and that other person. When I get answered by an AI, I sort of ignore it and wait until there's a person. That's generally okay, yes, I could have an idea of the prices, but...
And then you say, I want to talk to a person, and then, it comes through to me, and then you talk to me. Sometimes that would happen, but I find it difficult to talk to everybody every day on WhatsApp. And I think that's it's something that I need to learn how to do on WhatsApp.
Could be.
Maybe that's my next step after YouTube.
Yes, my dual platforms, WhatsApp and YouTube, and then anything else is bleeding off of these, which I like. Like I'd rather I'm hitting one part of the tree 1,000 times, and then the tree falls down, rather than hitting different parts of the tree 100 times. You sort of need to focus.
Yeah.
So it would no more then become okay, I would actually say focus on the WhatsApp, because the person really has reached to you from whatever platform they jumped off or whatever they were doing to come to you. It's still a good level of seriousness. They came off Facebook scrolling to come to you and say, hey, where are you based?
Right.
To me, it's a hard prospect. In fact, it's almost a close. Why would you be so interested that you would stop doing what you're doing to come up to me and find out?
Because I saw your ad, and I think your ad is really interesting, and I think this might be something that would work for me. So, where are you based? Are you here in my jurisdiction where I can actually buy your stuff?
Yes. So immediately, this is where you give the person sukar. You know
Sugar?
this word? Okay. Sukar is a word which means rescuing. It's normally used out at sea. When someone is drowning, you save them from the water, wrap them in a blanket, ensure they have something like warm to drink, and you just save them and put them into hospitality. So the way I tell people to behave if someone reaches for you,
Yeah.
prioritize reaches, like ignore anything else. Like do not post on Instagram if someone reached to you. Behave as if someone reached out of the water in which they are drowning and you need to give them sukkah. You need to save them.
Okay.
So it becomes drop everything. Those 50 messages are your priority in the day. It means make friends with these people, save their contacts. They need to remember that you're there every day. You put a WhatsApp status on. That
Okay.
one picture on your WhatsApp status, it'll hit so many people and remind them that, oh yeah, I'm going bald. You know, I forget that I'm going bald sometimes. By the way, she's going to help me to not be bald. She has hair products. I'm happy about this. I have an island forming in the middle of my head.
And I have
But
a
you-
product for it.
But you'll
And
never know.
maybe if you start using it, I really would like you to chronicle your journey, because that's part of what I want my clients to see. I want them to see somebody, a real person, using these products and taking the pictures and showing whether it didn't work. So if it works, I want them to see. If it didn't work, I want them to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another thing I like to emphasize, especially on these social media platforms, is genuineness. Realize that the fact that this video doesn't have professional lighting and we're just using lighting from the window, the fact that we're in this normal room of home, it makes you human and it makes you personable. A person will be able to connect to you very easily because you're just like them. If you're in an isolated environment which looks too good to be true, realize it becomes a Marvel movie to them. You are not just like them. So realize that your genuineness, the genuine appearance that you have, the quirks there are to your speech, the natural motions of your hands, the pauses in your speech, all of it is charming because we have a lack of genuine creators in our time. So genuineness shines through. It's why YouTube will get more conversions than even TikTok. Like you'll find there's a genuine connection, there's a deep connection. The person has taken you seriously enough that they've gone through your 10-minute video. And it's not as easy to fake being away on YouTube. If I have to have a TikTok like video, I have to really fit whatever I'm saying into 10 seconds. It's artificial. If it's just me now, you know exactly how I am. You have an evaluation of me, an understanding of me, and a connection to me. So genuineness, this is the number one thing that you can have on your channel. And yeah, any social media platform, always prioritize being genuine. Realize that someone is out there and they've been dreaming of meeting you as you are, as quirky as you are, as crude as you are, as with all the kinks, all the craziness. In fact, even the pauses in your speech and the mistakes and the stumbling, the fumbling, the mumbling, all these. Someone has been dreaming of you. Make sure that you're available for them to find. So I'm going to stop the video here just so that we can have like a bit separation on the
Sounds good.
chapters. Okay, good. We'll start a new one.